Hello there, guys. It's me, the X Whatever. If you notice, I'm pretty tired. Plus, it's pretty late. It is 2 in the morning, and I'm recording this. And also, I'm pretty thirsty, so I might end the recording and go take a drink. But at least I'll make this video an hour. So I've discontinued the old series because I didn't like it. Number one, I made too much, not very much loopholes, and right now I'm getting my phone fixed, so finally I'm going to start making Resident Evil Deku, because one, I have storyline, I have plot twist, even the deal one, but it's annoying because every time I try to type in or something, it just glitches out, and it's really annoying and frustrating, so I don't want you guys to waste your time, waste your time watching that video, like me typing for like half an hour, and then after I upload it, it's like 2 hours long or 6 hours long for like texting stories and what ifs. But I'm gonna revive. By the way, guys, I'm gonna revive What If Issei Was a Doomslayer, but I'm gonna redo it, make it a bit better since my old friend's channel got deleted. I'm gonna discontinue the old one, revive it. And yeah, pretty much there'll be more background about the Slayer, more storyline about Issei, how he's going to become, like, seize the weak demons. Still, still part 1 was awesome. I might not discontinue it, actually. Just tell me in the comments right now, guys, because I'm actually watching a show, but I have headphones on, so I'm listening to it, so you guys don't hear it, and I don't get copyrighted or anything, because I don't want to get copyrighted. Oh, I did at one point, but they just told me, like, to mention the name. So, anyway, let's do this. The timeline... let me think of the timeline. Well, I can't put it up to the point where it's security breach, because that would make 0 sense. You know what? I have a better plan. Perfect. There'll be another Bonnie suit, but basically the original, they had to replace the original because, one, the spring locks kept getting looser and looser. And yeah, let's do this. It was more than at least 2 years since. It's been at least. It was 1983. Can't remember what the bite was. Give me a minute. FNAF. Whatever. Come on, Belle. You know you can always do this, right? Do what? Come on. We're in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You've always wanted to go here when you were a kid. Yeah, but that was me when I was 4. I'm 5 now. I've changed. Come on. This is Belle's friend. His name's John. And right now, he is 7 years old. He's older than him, but they've been friends ever since they were neighbors. Bell's hair is actually not white. It's actually black. And his eyes are blue. Fine. As the two curious children began exploring the pizzeria. Of course, run away from your parents' supervision, kids. Brilliant idea. I swear to God. The amount of times I've done this just to go see toys is uncountable. I'm being dead serious. I literally went and, like, vanished from my parents the moment they looked away from me. I was like, and they always knew where to find me. I was always in the toy section. I still remember it. God, I'm so embarrassed still to this day. Hey, kids are different these days. No, that was basically like me, kind of. Oh, so I'm sorry I couldn't make much of the thumbnail. I wanted Springtrap to turn to the left side, like the other way, but I liked how it turned out. You guys also like the little Damachi thing I put right in his hands? Just tell me, comment section. Anyway, let's get to this. The two boys explored the pizzeria, went to the party room that was marked employees. They went to an employees room only room. However, Belle looked behind him and John was gone. As soon as Belle looked around the corner, he saw John being dragged off by his parents. As John's like, "Come on, Dad." "I don't care." But anyway, do you know where Belle is? As he looks at him like, as John looks at him like, winks at him like, "No, I don't know where he is." As Belle gives him the thumbs up like, "Thanks, John. Any problem, bro." Oh, that is funny. Don't rat your friend out. Belle begins to explore the employees only lounge. And in there was animatronic parts, disassemble ones, heck, even an old Springtrap model that's been replaced with the new one on stage. The new one on stage has better endoskeleton, works better, and doesn't glitch out as much. As Belle was about to leave, he hits something. As Belle slams his ball on the ground, he says, "Oof." As he looks up, and he sees a man wearing purple. As Belle gets up, "Sorry about that. I was just really curious what was down over here." As the man just stayed silent. As the man begins to turn around and close the door slowly. As Belle begins to get a little nervous. Like, "Sir, why are you closing the door?" As then the guy begins to smile. "To think you would come to me." "Well, I guess I'm pretty lucky." As the guy grabs Belle by the neck and pulls him to the wall, choking him. "What are you doing?" "How?" As the guy pulls him, grabs onto his neck even tighter. As then the guy pulls out a knife behind his back and he looks at Belle like, "Shh, it's okay." As he puts the knife to Belle's throat. "This is fine, kid. You're just my play toy." As he slashes Belle's throat, blood begins gushing out of his throat onto the floor. However, the guy wearing purple quickly grabbed a towel and put it on Belle's neck, as then Belle's eyes begin to go dimmer and dimmer until then death. As then the guy begins cleaning up his mess and starts to grab the bleach, walks out the door. He grabs the bleach from the cleaning room closet and he puts them in the animatronic room. And one of the employees say, "Hey, Mr. William?" As William turns around, "Yes." What are you doing with that bleach?" As Purple's guy's like, "Oh, we had another oil spill with the animatronics, so I'm cleaning it with some bleach." As the guy's like, "But doesn't really oil not really work with that?" Like, "No, I did it plenty of times before. After all, I even made that bunny rabbit better." You have a fair point. I'm not an engineer, so you do you, boss. I mean, you do you, sir. As the employee turns around, doing his work. As then, as William turns around, smiling. Idiot, he whispered. As soon as Purple Guy got to the animatronic room, wait a minute, he got to the spare parts and service room. Purple Guy walked in, and he grabs the body and puts it up on a table. First, he cleans the neck very thoroughly. Next thing he does is strip Bell, so he could hide the body much more easier, because clothes always get in the way of him chopping up his victims. Note to self: Bell is the first victim of the Purple Guy, first murderer. Because this is when William Afton lost his sanity. As Purple Guy puts Bell's clothes in the bag and wraps it and cleans the floors and all the blood, Purple Guy decides, well, time to, as then he hears a knock like this. Mr. William, we have an issue. As Purple Guy's like, shit. If he opens the door now. Can it wait a moment? No, sir. It cannot wait a moment. It's really urgent, and I'm just gonna enter. As William says, wait, hang on one more second. Let me just put this up, because there's something at the door I had to grab. You trip over it. It's like, okay, take your time. As in William grabs Bell's body and very, very silently but quickly puts Bell inside of Springtrap. As then he puts in Springtrap as William puts in Springtraps as William puts Springtraps as William put Bell's body into the Springtrap Bonnie animatronic. And then, as soon as that's done, he grabs the Spring Bonnie's Spring Bonnie head and puts it on the bunny. And then William just leaves, sweating a bit, but he wipes it off with a towel that was not covered in blood that he cleaned. As then he opens the door and walks out. So what's the issue? Kid's missing. And William's like, oh, come on, let's go find him. All right. Yes, ma'am? We can't find our son. Have you seen him? The mother. His name is Bell. Bell error. Foul name not found. This is a flashback, by the way. I hope you know. As the mother begins worrying, also the father, she says, well, does he have any friends then that might tell us? As then a boy named John comes up to him like, last time I saw him, he was in parts and service room. As the guy, William says, kind of, so much sweats, but, drops a little sweat, but tries to take control of the situation. Well, I was just in there, ma'am, and he wasn't there. I would have seen a kid right away. Oh, you must have missed him, Ma'am, I'm the manager of this establishment. I would have seen a kid in the parts and service room immediately and sent him straight off to you. This is why you should never let your kids go unsupervised. John's like, but I'm pretty sure he was there, John says. And he's like, I'm sorry, kid. It's been a long day. I'm heading out. The employee's like, wait, you're heading out? Yeah. As then he just remembers the body in the suit, like, actually, never mind. I'll stay the night shift. Really, like, how can you talk? How can you talk about the night shift? Well, my son's missing. As William's like, hold on, ma'am. Listen. As William rubs his eyes, like, Listen. The pizzeria is about to close in like 2 more minutes. So I'm sorry, you have to vacate the premises now. In 2 minutes. But however, tomorrow morning, you and we will look for him in the morning. I'll give you my word. Esmeralda's like, alright. Because then everyone leaves. Because Belle wanted to explore and got him killed. Anyway, let's do this. After that, the pizzeria closed down. All the employees left except for William. As William was working the night shift, he gets the annoying phone call from the former manager. Hello? Is this thing on? What, Martha? What do you want? Ow. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean your appointment was canceled? Well, how's that my fault? You didn't show up. Martha, I have to record this for an employee. Martha, don't argue with me. Martha. Fine, Martha. I'll buy you a new dress. I love you. Hangs up. Okay, sorry about that. That was my wife calling. Anyway. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's at the Pizzeria. Or Fredbear's. Keep thinking of it. I keep forgetting that this is a completely different franchise. Maybe my friend Freddy's always giving me too many beers, so I get really drunk. Anyway, so the animatronics here are perfectly safe. They don't move, but they sometimes are act protocol of night protocols, and William's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. This is the sixth month that I've been listening to this stupid recording to day 1 to night shift 6. Oh, no wonder. No, now I know why I hate night shifts. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's get to this. If you guys like this story arc, like the amount of plot I'm putting in, tell me. As then it reaches 1 a.m. As William's like, okay, security camera 1, security camera 2, security camera 3, security camera 6 was Belle's body in the Springtrap suit, and William's like, oh yeah. As William grabs pieces of clipboard, like, I have to go send that to a scrap heap. This is going to be so easy. As William Afton slowly went back to his screen or a tablet, he sees the animatronics gone. And William's like, what? as then he notices the camera starts moving, and then the camera gets ripped off, and what could be seen was the Springtrap suit staring at the camera, as then all he could hear was, "I'm coming for you," before the camera was completely crushed. I'm chewing on something, sorry. Sorry, I was eating my munchies. Anyway, as William like saying, "What the hell?" As William begins kind of getting scared now. As then William begins looking around, looking at the security cameras. He goes to security camera 7, which is most closest to the room. And then he sees someone, the animatronic standing there. This animatronic slowly looks up. And then all of a sudden static hits the screen, glitching out his camera, and at that moment the spring Bonnie suit's gone. As soon as that happens, William begins scoring through the cameras, as then he found him. He was on camera 3, almost halfway to the door. As William rushes to the door and closes it. As then the animatronic, starts banging at the glass, screaming at him, "I'm gonna kill you!" in a very robotic voice and almost ripped apart. Because the voice box in this old Spring Bonnie animatronic is much more older. Spring box in the sound box has been severely damaged by how old it is. As then the animatronic leaves. Sorry about that. During 2 hours, the animatronic trying to keep getting into William. There was almost a moment where he almost got through. However, William's quick reflexes closed the door. However, in doing so, he's focusing too much on the cameras and not on the door's power supply. And he had about 50% of power left. He said to himself he just has to wait until 6. Until 6, the animatronic will deactivate. During those 6 hours, though, Bell kept going back to the animatronic room over and over again, finding manuals and reading them, because he was a bit of a bookworm, and since he's a kid. He always read, and he's always learned really quickly how to do things, even though physically he's never done it before. But if he reads it, he does it how the book says to. How to repair himself, how to do things, yeah. But he was actually the smartest person in his, whole class. Hell, they even made him go up to, I'm gonna say he's, so smart, he was actually about to go to high school at age 5, I know, right? First ever person to actually go to age 5, because that's how smart he was. However, he was a bit too... Everyone knows this. I can't think of the word, but it's basically Bill in anime, how he's too dumb to realize something. Yeah, like that. His curiosity always gets the better of him, let's just say that. Where the hell is this guy? As William looks at the clock, it turns 4 a.m. Yes! It's 4 a.m. And this is the point where it's at like 50. I mean his power. William says to himself, I have to wait for 2 more hours. However, during those 2 hours, Bill did something which pretty much shocked William. Bill was shut off the power to the whole pizzeria. As then William looks at the tablet, and it's not turning on, its door's all open. As then William looks around, he grabs his flashlight and turns it on. He looks to his right and he sees a fire hatchet. As then he says, perfect. As then he holds his flashlight up in the air and uses it to break the glass with the axe. As William grabs it and uses his flashlight to see in the dark. And as William says, come out, you little bunny. It's okay. I won't hurt you. I know you will. Spring Bunny lunges out at William, tackling him to the ground. William goes for a swing, knocking off one of the rabbit's ears. You'll pay for that! As the animatronic begins running towards William, as William quickly dodges and grabs the axe and hits him in the stomach. Oof! Knocking the Spring Bonnie chute back onto the wall. As soon as that happens, the bunny grabbed and pulled out a knife behind his back. As then he says, this is what you did to me! As Spring Bonnie stabs William in the arm. As then he begins, where are you going, you coward? As soon as that happens, William closes his eyes like, I guess this is what I deserve. As then the noise happened. Ding, 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 ding. As then the bunny looked to his clock like, why would a clock make that sound? As then the robot turned off and just was laying on William, completely unable to move or do anything. As William begins like sweating, like pushing the animatronic off him and onto a wall, like as then William goes to the old bunny suit and opens the casket where the body was. The body was spring-locked inside the suit. Even the kid's very shy head was in there. Of course, William barfed in went to the bathroom and puked. As then William realized something. The cameras were recording everything. People would think that the bunny somehow came to life, but on closer inspection, they would find the body in there, aka making him lead back to him. And the bunny was screaming at him, yelling at him. As the William's like, got to delete all the footage from tonight. I'm making an excuse that some of the footage for tonight was corrupted. And for the damaged camera, I'm gonna say it broke off. Yeah, that'd be a good story. As William wrapped up his arm in a bandage, saying that this will do for now. As then he begins to clean up as best he can. He's only working with one good arm, because his arm's been stabbed through. His left arm's been stabbed through. As William gets done doing all his everything, William grabs the spring-backed animatronic and puts him onto the truck. First off, William writes a note saying to the employees that he won't be here for a few days because he had a little accident because he broke his arm. As soon as he made this excuse, this bought him plenty of time to heal and recuperate and almost hide the scars. Because, you guys won't be the same if you lose your whole family, so, yeah. As soon as this happened, after begins thinking of where he puts animatronic. You can't put him in a dump, that's for sure, because you just come right back to him. This kid, somehow this child was able to use his animatronic to come back to life and try to kill him. It's pretty interesting. William begins trying to think of places that he could put the spring bunny leg animatronic. Until one came in mind. A very, very old pizzeria. It was out in the woods because they thought they were making an animatronic zoo, aka the animatronics would help show the kids how to feed the pets and also teach them how to take care of them. However, the project was slowly abandoned because of the bankruptcy, the lawsuits, and the children missing. For about 2 hours, William traveled there, went on a road trip. As soon as he got there, William begins dragging the Springbok animatronic into the Zocaro. I'm trying to think of a good pizzeria name. Jaro's Pizzeria. I'll call it that for now. As he begins dragging the Springlock suit into the building, he flips a switch and William's like, huh, I thought the power had been cut here years ago. Huh, like someone's too goddamn lazy. As then, William finds a room that's very, very closed, like very tight space. As then William puts him in there and closes the door. As William looks around, he sees the old parts or boards. So he puts everything on the door, like barking it up and nailing it. After that, Kajozo Kajoso Jarozu or Jaro's Pizzeria. No, I'm gonna call it Jaro's Pizzeria. Forget like the whole animal thing. Jaro's Pizzeria was very fast, very good, and also very. I'm working with half a brain here, okay? Half my brain's asleep, half of it's trying to make this, okay? Work with me, guys. Everyone in the comment section could say, God, you're stuttering so much. This is much more longer than any of your previous ones. Gajaro's Pizzeria was actually not a pizzeria at all. Changing it, it was a dump where you just dumped your animatronics when you didn't want them anymore. However, some animatronics still stayed active. The hostile ones moved, like, went away. As the others, well, let's just say, they cannot even harm me because they're too broken to do so. After that, more than 30 years have, like, passed. Bill just sat there in that room thinking of the 30 years. As a child, he does age, but during those 30 years, he went through a lot of change, so he's basically a teenager. How? Because it would make more sense he was 35. Well, if you want, can be 35, but actually that would make sense because in real reality, he's 35, but in the game, Damaji, he's 14. So that could work. So Bell in this universe is going to be 35 in the real world, but in the game it's going to be 14. Because the developer of this game, drumroll please, is John, because he felt so depressed that his friend would miss him because he didn't tell his dad where he was. So he fully on pledged made a game for him. He matched Bill's personality too. However, the character, let's just say, did not have his smarts. As then Bell gets up and just says, I've tried everything. This damn place is all broken down. I've heard broken ceilings been breaking and everything. I'm old. No, I'll just say that his body looks like a 35-year-old, but in reality, he's like a 14-year-old. No, not 14, 18. You know what? Never mind. Stick with my original plan. He's not going to be an old man, though, but he's going to have a young body because, one, his mind was still young, and two, I think he's going to make some upgrades to himself because, oh my god, look at that. He needs an upgrade, boy. As Bell, says, hell, if I just punch this wouldn't even do it. As Bell punches the door, as it falls over, as Bell's, twitching his eye, are you kidding me? I could have punched it this whole time because it was that weak. I could have been out here years ago. So why now? As then Bill looks at the door like, oh, the wood's rotten. Makes sense. As Bill finally gets out of the open hole and looks at the door, she sees all, the bar stuff and how there's, a bunch of items stacked up there. Looks like some Looks like some people scuff around some to make it less easier for me. Hell, even the boards have been ripped off, for Pete's sake. As Bell turned to his right, he made a fireplace in Gargaro's Pizzeria. As Bell finally walks out and sees the real world, as Bell sighs, as in relief, like, man, this feels so nice. I haven't seen the sun in years. As Bell turns to his right, as he sees a boy playing a game, as then Bell says, that thing looks new. As then Bell decided to sneak up on him. I like playing this Demacy game. Everyone loves it. As then Bell says, hey kid. As the kid turns around, he sees a bunny with a rotting corpse, and he just screams at the top of his lungs and runs away. As Bell's like, I would scream too if you had seen me in this condition. Thankfully, that old pizzeria that I was in 30 years ago was at least had some manuals how to repair animatronics, even newer or older models. However, I'm hoping that there's a manual to fix an older type. Because right now, I do see some of the old type model parts here. But I'd like to make my body a bit better. As then, Bell was about to leave, but then he hears a noise like, come on, Hestia. As then he just stops immediately. It sounded like his voice entirely. Note to self, his voice has been synthesized by some recordings back then, so that his friend Johnny could amplify his voice or mimic it. As Bill turns around, grabs up the Nintendo Switch or the PlayStation 4 thing. I don't know. I'm too tired. My brain's about to fall asleep at any second. So this may be the end, guys, unfortunately. As Bell grabs it and he says, is this me? Why do I have white hair and red eyes? As Bell's like, this could prove interesting. As then all of a sudden, sparks begin erupting onto his hands. As then the game itself says, new user found. Welcome, player. As then the Nintendo Switch completely is blacked, like broken. As then he could hear the kid telling his mom that he saw a monster. So Bell immediately booked it back into the Gajaro's Pizzeria. As then the mother looks around like, I just bought you this Nintendo Switch, my boy. As then the kid says, no, Mom, but there really was a monster. I was so scared, I dropped it. As she looks at it, well, you are doing chores the rest of the month, mister, until I say so. But Mom, how about my Nintendo? You get a new one on your next birthday. No. As Bell peeks out of the door watching them, making sure he's hiding himself. Phew, that was close. But anyway, that's all I'm going to be recording. If you guys truthfully enjoyed, please make that like button for me, or smash it. I don't know. Break it with your fork. Break it with a mug. Break it with your pill bottles. Break it with your bag of chips so I can eat them later off the floor. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'm so tired right now. I don't know what I'm saying, but I really hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.